Hi, welcome to Financially Intact. Making money is easy, keeping it is the hard part. The channel dedicated to helping you keep your money in your pockets. If you like what we say and do here, please hit the subscribe and like buttons. Hi, is silver worth buying in 2020? That is the question we're going to try to answer today. But before we do that, I have one more question. How would you like to win 1 ounce of silver? We're having a contest, and this is how the contest is going to work. I've picked a 3-digit number. I've written it on this piece of paper that's inside this envelope. I'm going to give you one of the numbers. Sometime during the presentation, I will write it here on the board. You have to guess the other 2 numbers, and then you have to put the 3 numbers in the right order. The person who comes closest to the right number is going to win a 1 ounce of silver. The contest is going to run till October 15th, so that's when it ends. We'll look at all the numbers on that day and then say who won it. All you'll have to do is, after you've watched the video, please like it, subscribe to it, and then in the comments put down which you would rather have. Would you rather have the bar silver, or would you rather have what's called a silver round? And we'll get back to these in just a minute. We'll tell you more about them. So that's how you get into the contest. So now back to the main question. Should you be buying silver in 2020? And the first thing I have to mention is that I cannot tell you to buy silver. I cannot tell you not to buy silver. I don't have that license. But what I can do is give you the information that you need to make a good, sound decision on your own. And in the end, I will tell you what I am doing, and that's up to you if you choose to follow me or make your own choice along the way. So let's talk about silver a little bit. So silver, and kind of the same thing with gold, is not what you would consider a long-term investment. Because if you had bought silver at its very, very highest point, which was way back in 1980 at something like $49 and some cents an ounce, you're still only halfway back up to what you originally bought your silver for. Even if you go to 2011, when it hit like $48.90, you're still only halfway back up from where you were. So silver is one of those things that you actually, it's more of a trading tool, or you keep it just because you like having it. It is somewhat of a safety net. It will always be worth something, but it's not like buying a stock where you're buying into a company that's producing something and is going to make more and more money along the years. Silver is always going to be silver. There's only a finite amount of it within the earth. Same with gold. So even though it's not a long-term investment, doesn't mean that it can't be a good investment at times. We put up a chart here for you, and I want to go through this a little bit with you. As you can see, we started back around 2008, and I did this on purpose. We went 2008 through 2020, but I want you to notice a few things right off the bat. For one, it is very volatile. It is always very volatile, almost every single year. It will move by anywhere between 25 and 50% each and every year. So as you can see, the low, this is the high column, this is the low column, this is the year in which it happened. So here the low was 888 and the high was 2092. Well, that's more than doubled itself. Almost doubled here. 10 to 20, 15 to 30, 26 to 48. So you see, it's very volatile in any given year. Even when it's going up, like right through here, you can see it went up quite high. And the reason I'm showing this is this has a lot to do with whether or not you should be buying in 2020, or it will have a lot to do with your decision. Because if you remember 2008 and 2009, that was the Great Recession. The stock market hit an all-time low during this recession in the second quarter of 2009. It was right around March, April of 2009 that we hit the all-time low. As you can see, here's where the price of silver was. What happened after that, as we were coming out of that all-time low? That's when the price of silver actually shot up by quite a bit. And so we jumped on the highs from 19 to 30 to 48 to 37. You can see the lows jump from 10 to 15 to 26, stay to 26. So this is where silver was really moving. And then after that, it actually started to drift back down for quite a few years again. And then it's just been bouncing around Right around in that, $18 to $20 area. It has hit down in the 13s and 14s. Almost every year it'll hit down in the 13s and 14s. But now all of a sudden we are jumping back up. But what I want you to notice is that this 29, 26, even though that looks pretty high, and we're not there right now. Currently, this is October 1st, 2020, and the price today was $24 and change. I think it actually closed at $23.90 today, so it's right around $24. So it's in between the high and the low. But like I said earlier, in 2009, 2010, 2011, that's where the real movement of the silver was happening. And so if history is going to repeat itself, and I almost guarantee you we are not at the low. The market's going back down. For the market to be going up right now when they're announcing that we have tens of thousands in layoffs coming and stuff like that, it's just absolutely ludicrous. The market's up. That's all another video. We'll cover that in a different video. But anyway, market, we haven't seen the end of this recession or the downturn of the market. It's coming back down. So with that in mind, this may not be a bad place to be buying into silver. So to help you learn more about silver and if you should be buying it, I think it just helps if you have a better understanding of how it's bought and sold. And so what I did is I decided to go interview one of our local dealers, Mark Chamberlain from Chamberlain Coins. So we're going to cut away from this and go right into that interview for you. So today we're going to visit with Mark Chamberlain from Chamberlain Coins and talk a little bit about silver. He's got a really nice shop down here on Main Street in Longmont, Colorado. He's right on the corner of 4th and Main. And there he is. Hey Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Great. I have some questions for you about silver. I was hoping you can help us out with those.
Sure, I'll try my best.
Okay, so my first question is, I've been talking with a few people lately, and there's such a thing that we call junk silver. So that's your old silver coins like quarters, dimes, and halves that are just worth their silver content. And I hear compared to, either the bars of silver or what's called the rounds, that these sell at less of a premium. Can you explain why that would be?
Sure. Any dimes, quarters, or half dollars that the U.S. minted 1964 and before are just 90% silver. So they trade less because they're only 90% silver, A. And second, they're kind of like just old silver coins that have been circulated and stuff. They call it junk silver too, and we know it's not really junk, but that's the term they use for it. And it trades at a lot lesser premium because, first of all, it's not pure. You have to put so much together to equal like an ounce of silver, like these other coins or bars are 1 ounce pure, so you know exactly what you got. So those buy and sell trade at a rate better than just old junk silver. It's a less of a premium because it's not an exact amount, so they trade less from, as a premium.
So there just isn't as much demand when you say
Correct.
they trade less?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a lot of people like to have exact things like a 1 ounce bar or a 1 ounce round or something like that. So if silver goes up $1, that's $1 more. It takes a different calculation because the old coins are only 90% silver. So you have to recalculate what the silver content is to figure out what you sell that for. And it trades off a base rate that dealers buy and sell at.
Would it also depend a little bit because if it's a little worn down, that means there might be a little less silver in that coin
that's
than
true too,
when it
yeah.
was first
Yes.
minted?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which usually goes off a face of it's completely worn out. Yes, it would definitely be less.
Okay. So could you pick up the coin, the
Sure.
round and because you mentioned rounds, and we
Bars.
have also the ingots there. So those are exactly the same.
Right.
I'd known about ingots for many years. I known about rounds only for a couple of years, but earlier you told me they've been around for a lot longer than that.
Oh yeah. Rounds have been around since like the late 60s. People made different designs and stuff on rounds, and people started collecting them. There's like art rounds, just like art bars and stuff. People collect it. Some people like square, some people like round. It's their own preference like that, but they both buy and sell roughly about the same, unless there's a prettier picture on one or the other.
I own both mostly because I buy what's available, and they're not always both available.
That's correct.
It seems lately that rounds seem to be more available than ingots.
Correct.
As of, fairly over the last
I
few
see
months.
that a lot myself in my business. I've been around downtown here going on 25 years. And the fact that bars are, a lot of people like bars better than rounds, even though they're exactly the same, but there's just a supply and demand issue, and also the fact popularity issue. I know a lot of people like bars because they can stack them and everything more than coins, but it's what catches their eye that sells.
Now with
I have-
bars, they also come in 10 ounce, right?
They come in 1s, 5s, 10s, and 100 ounce. They even make 1,000-ounce bars, which are commodity traded 1,000-ounce bars, but very illiquid. It's tougher to resell because there's a lot of money tied up in one item, one large item. Whereas 1-ouncers are probably the most popular of all the sizes for bars.
On rounds, do they come in anything other than a 1
Rounds is usually
ounce?
just 1 ounce. Rounds are majority 1 ounce. They make some bigger size as a collectible type thing, but usually round standard are just 1-ouncers.
Okay, so my last question is, then we have some older coins, such as this is, we're going to bring it in pretty close. That's a 1810, wow.
1890, I think. So what
1890?
this is an 1890 Morgan silver dollar minted in San Francisco. So what it's got collector's value. So its date, condition, and mint mark makes up a collector's coin. And let's say if silver goes up $5, it's not going to affect the price of this because it's more of the collector's price than anything else. So yeah, so this trades because of its collector's value, and people buy it for their collection type stuff, if they're collecting Morgan dollars or anything like that. But it all depends on date, condition, mint mark. It could be completely worn out if it's a rare date, like an 1893 as in the same condition would be $1,500. And so
Oh,
the
wow.
price of silver is not going to come close to affecting a coin like that, or this is just a $95 silver dollar. But if silver goes up $5, it's not going to affect the price of this. Now, if silver goes up $50, yes, on anything like that. But in this case, with silver just moving $1 or $2 in either direction, it's not going to affect collector coins.
It's such a small percentage of the
Right,
price of that
right,
coin.
exactly.
Okay,
It still has its silver content, but it also has its numismatic value.
which is a lot more than the
Yes,
silver.
uh-huh.
Okay, super. Well, thanks, Mark. Thanks for taking the time to help explain this. I think everybody should be buying. I imagine you're going to say everybody should be buying some silver, especially in
I
this
think
day and
everybody
age.
should own something. It's just like an insurance premium. Thing. You buy yourself and you have insurance in case of bad time, something happens. You should own silver. The same reason you should own in case of bad time. It's like a savings plan when you're buying it like that and putting it away, and you just bring it out in case you need money or something. Because silver and gold both have been around for thousands of years, the way of storing
Right.
money. It will always be worth something. We've had currencies come and go. We've had stocks come and go. We have countries that have come and gone. But gold and silver has always been worth something through the years.
Very cool. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time, Mark.
Not a problem.
I hope you guys will come down and see Mark someday. Like I said, he's at the corner of 4th and Main in Longmont, Colorado. So I hope you enjoyed hearing from Mark and the things he had to say, and I hope that helps you in making your decision as to whether or not you should be buying gold here or silver here in 2020. So here's that number that I promised you. It's the number 2. That is one of the 3 numbers that you need to put in the comments below. So don't forget, put it in the comments, put in your guess, because somebody's going to win that 1 ounce of silver. Now, if you like what we've said and done today and like this kind of information, then we ask that you please hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell. That way you'll get notified whenever we put out new material. And some of the new material you might want to know that's coming up is we're going to be doing videos on such things as the truth about crypto and digital currencies, a cashless society, inflation and deflation, and can they both happen simultaneously? And you'll be surprised at that answer. And about 30 other already planned subjects that we're going to be doing videos on. So if you want to know when those videos come out, like I said, hit that subscribe button, hit that notify button. And I have to say real quickly, for those of you who are new to this, when it says the notify, you're not actually going to get an email. There's not going to be a big flash on the screen saying a new video is up. There's a little bell up at the top of the YouTube channels. And when that bell has a number on it, it means that there's that's your notification that there's new YouTube's videos for the channels that you've subscribed. You just click on that and it'll show you where the new ones are or who the new ones are, and then you can click on those and go right to the videos. So like I said, I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope it's helped you in making your decision as to, is this a good time to be buying silver. So thanks again. Please hit the subscribe and like buttons. Don't forget, get your guesses in on the comments, and good luck to you. I hope you're the one who wins the ounce of silver.